You know, within a couple hours, it's starting to sink in. You're in some major trouble here.
Leslie Price lost her home and the 2 hair salons she owned in the flood. The village hall where she works as the clerk was also destroyed.
Everything I've worked my entire life for was wiped out.
And it was all made worse once the water receded and reality set in.
No flood insurance on the business, no flood insurance on the home. You get FEMA for the home. That was, you know, it's enough to take it down.
But not enough to pay off the mortgage, let alone rebuild. So for now, Pam still lives in a temporary trailer provided by FEMA while she makes monthly payments on a home that's no longer there.
My attorney and I are trying to negotiate with my mortgage company, you know, to settle the deed.
FEMA did offer buyouts to some homeowners, but towns and villages had to agree to take those properties off the tax rolls permanently. Carl Jones decided against it when he found out FEMA wanted to deduct his entire insurance claim from the buyout offer.
The worst thing is you pay a mortgage on a property for 20 years and something like this happens and you end up being just living in a trailer. You know, you end up, it's just crazy.
And even those who had flood insurance weren't spared from the red tape.
It's devastating, you know, when you go through the house, there's my kids' stuff in their rooms and my baby books and just, you know, their bracelets that they came home from the hospital in, and, you know, everything's gone. And at least they could help us do is start rebuilding our lives. Give us the money from our policy and let us rebuild. That's all we want.
We first met Nikki Molesky a few months after the flood when she called us looking for help. Her insurer only offered about half of her policy. After our pressure, the company stepped up.
6 months and a day to get our full insurance policy, 4 checks, individual checks, and 10 months to get the house paid off.
And there was no help from FEMA or any other agency along the way, most of which told Nikki that since she had insurance, they couldn't do anything further for her.
Yeah, I had flood insurance. Yes, the mortgage was paid off. But what about all my content and everything else? The process is way too hard for people that have had their hearts ripped out, had lost everything, and then they have to fight to get their lives back.
FEMA says help got to the area as soon as it could, and when it comes to who gets what, there are strict guidelines set forth by the federal government.
There is some good news for Nikki and her family, though. They just closed on this new home and will be moving in the next couple of weeks.
It's going to be a relief next week to be able to say we are homeowners again and we are whole again as a family.
It's something many folks around here won't be able to say again for some time to come.
The stations were just put together the other day.
But even Leslie, after everything she's lost,
So anyway, we're getting there.
believes of all things Irene took with her, she left what was most important.
It's not going to take my spirit, my hard work. I have great work ethics, and I'm going to make it.
Jennifer Lukey, CBS 6 News.